Hello friends, we will discuss the chapter of moment of inertia. First of all, what is the meaning of moment of inertia? This is the simple definition. Moment of inertia of a body about any axis is defined as the summation of second moment of all elementary areas about that axis. It is denoted by capital I. SI unit of moment of inertia is meter raised to 4, centimeter raised to 4, mm raised to 4. It contains two types of theorems, parallel axis theorem and perpendicular axis theorem. First of all, what is the meaning of parallel axis theorem? See this diagram. Parallel axis theorem, which states that the moment of inertia of plane section about any axis is parallel to the centroidal axis. CG means centroidal axis. The moment of inertia of a plane section about any axis is parallel to the centroidal axis is equal to the moment of inertia of the section about CG plus the product of the area of the section and the square of the distance between two parallel axes. Okay, the moment which states that the moment of inertia of plane section, this is the plane section, which is parallel to the any axis, means x-axis axis, which are parallel to the centroidal axis, is equal to moment of inertia of section, area of section and the square of the distance between two parallel axes. Therefore, this diagram shows that G means center of gravity, CG means centroidal axis, area A means area of plane section of this body, H means distance between two parallel axes, XX means moment of inertia about any axis. We have considered x-axis. So let Ig is equal to moment of inertia of the area about its centroidal axis. Ij means moment of inertia about centroidal axis. Ixx means moment of inertia about x-axis parallel to the CG axis. Capital A is equal to area of the section. H is equal to distance between two axes. Then by parallel axis theorem. Here parallel axis theorem, Ixx is equal to Icg plus Ah square. Listen carefully. Ixx means moment of inertia about any axis, means x-axis. Here we have considered x-axis. Moment of inertia about any axis means x-axis is equal to moment of inertia of centroidal axis plus area of section, product of area of section and square of the distance between two parallel axes. So Ixx is equal to Icg plus Ah square. This is the statement. Parallel axis theorem statement. The moment of inertia of a plane section. See here first sentence. The moment of inertia of a plane section. Moment of inertia of plane section about any axis, means here we have considered x-axis, is parallel to the centroidal axis. Is parallel to the centroidal axis, CG axis, is equal to the moment of inertia of the section about CG axis plus the product of area of the section and the square of the distance between the two axes. Square of the distance between two parallel axes. It shows that Ix is equal to Icg plus Ah square. What is the use of parallel axis theorem? This theorem is used to find mi of any plane figure about any axis located at some distance away from the centroidal axis. This is the parallel axis theorem. Okay. So next, second theorem is the perpendicular axis theorem. Statement. See, this is the diagram and this is the equation. Ip is equal to Ixx plus Iyy. So, statement, if Ixx and Iyy are the moments of inertia of xx and yy. Ixx means moment of inertia about x-axis. Iyy means moment of inertia about y-axis. Yy plane section about two mutually perpendicular axes meeting at point O. Two mutual perpendicular axes meeting at point O. Then the mi of Izz means moment of inertia about z-axis about the third axis zz perpendicular to the plane. Izz is perpendicular to the plane and passing through the intersection of xx and yy. Passing through the intersection of xx and yy is given by Izz is equal to Ixx plus Iyy. This is the equation of perpendicular axis theorem. The third axis zz is called as polar axis, means Izz. Z-axis is known as polar axis. Hence, this theorem is also called as polar axis theorem. And the mi of Izz about axis zz is polar moment of inertia and it is denoted by Ip. Therefore, we get equation Izz means Ip, polar moment of inertia, because z-axis is the polar axis. So Ip is equal to Ixx plus Iyy. This is the equation of perpendicular axis theorem. Thank you.